In October 2018, the world was shaken by the shocking disappearance of Jamal Khashoggi, a prominent Saudi journalist and outspoken critic of the Saudi government. He was known for his fearless reporting and unwavering commitment to unbiased journalism. Khashoggi's work shed light on human rights abuses and government corruption in Saudi Arabia. Today on BTD, we will delve into the details surrounding this shocking crime, shedding light on the events leading up to Khashoggi's tragic demise and the global conclusions that followed. Jamal Khashoggi was a brave journalist who spoke out against the government in Saudi Arabia, especially when Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman was in charge.
Did you order the murder of Jamal Khashoggi?
Absolutely not.
He wrote for the Washington Post, and his articles helped people understand how the Saudi government worked. Some people really liked him for this.
Of intimidation and fear, Saudis are being silenced.
But others didn't, especially the MBS government. He made some powerful enemies because he criticized the Saudi government openly. Even though it was risky, Khashoggi kept on writing. He wanted people to know what was really happening in Saudi Arabia. He believed in telling the truth and standing up for what's right. Khashoggi's courage inspired many people who also wanted to see changes in Saudi Arabia. They admired him for his honesty and bravery in speaking out, even when it was dangerous. His unbiased commitment to the truth and the pursuit of justice made him a beacon of hope for many, both within Saudi Arabia and around the world. But who knew this would end up taking his life and give a brutal ending to his story? On October 2, 2018, Jamal Khashoggi went to the Saudi consulate in Istanbul, Turkey. He needed some papers for his upcoming wedding to his fiancée, Hatice Cengiz. However, he never came out of the consulate. Later, Turkish officials said that a group of people from Saudi Arabia killed Khashoggi inside the consulate. His disappearance sparked immediate concern and led to a widespread search for answers. As days passed without any sign of Khashoggi, Turkish authorities launched an investigation into his disappearance. Shockingly, they uncovered evidence suggesting that Khashoggi was brutally murdered inside the consulate. According to Turkish officials, a team of Saudi operatives had flown into Turkey with the intent of harming Khashoggi. Reports indicated that he was tortured, killed, and his body dismembered, all within the confines of the Saudi consulate. The gruesome details of his alleged murder sent shockwaves around the world, prompting condemnation and calls for justice. The international community reacted with outrage to Khashoggi's brutal killing. Governments, human rights organizations, and journalists worldwide demanded accountability from the Saudi government and justice for Khashoggi and his loved ones. The incident strained diplomatic relations between Saudi Arabia and other countries, leading to sanctions, diplomatic expulsions, and widespread condemnation. The tragic fate of Jamal Khashoggi served as a stark reminder of the dangers journalists face in pursuit of truth and the importance of holding governments accountable for their actions. The assassination of Jamal Khashoggi sent shockwaves across the globe, leading to widespread condemnation of the Saudi government and calls for accountability. International leaders, human rights organizations, and media outlets demanded a thorough investigation into Khashoggi's death and justice for his killers. Initially, the Saudi government vehemently denied any involvement in Jamal Khashoggi's disappearance, insisting that he had left the consulate unharmed. Saudi officials maintained this stance despite mounting evidence suggesting otherwise, including surveillance footage showing Khashoggi entering the consulate but never exiting. However, as pressure intensified and evidence continued to surface implicating Saudi officials in the murder, Riyadh's narrative began to crumble. Eventually, the Saudi government conceded that Khashoggi had indeed been killed inside the consulate, but attempted to deflect responsibility by framing the incident as a rogue operation. carried out without the knowledge or approval of top leadership. Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, famously known as MBS, who holds significant power in Saudi Arabia, faced intense scrutiny and allegations of complicity in Khashoggi's murder due to his close ties to the Saudi intelligence apparatus and his central role in the government. Critics and analysts widely questioned the plausibility of a rogue operation scenario, arguing that such a high-profile act could not have been executed without the knowledge or consent of senior Saudi officials, including MBS. Moreover, leaked intelligence reports and intercepted communications suggested that MBS was directly involved in planning and orchestrating the operation, raising serious doubts about the Saudi government's attempts to distance him from the incident. Despite international pressure and calls for accountability, Saudi Arabia has faced criticism for its lack of transparency and accountability in the aftermath of Khashoggi's murder, further fueling speculation about the true extent of MBS's involvement. However, the assassination of Jamal Khashoggi strained Saudi Arabia's relationships with key allies and fueled tensions in the region. Many countries imposed sanctions on Saudi officials implicated in the murder, while others called for a reassessment of their diplomatic ties with the kingdom. The incident also raised questions about press freedom and human rights violations in Saudi Arabia, and mostly questioned the leadership of MBS. This brings us to the end of the video. The assassination of Jamal Khashoggi remains a stark reminder of the dangers faced by journalists and critics of authoritarian regimes worldwide. As we continue to seek justice for Khashoggi and accountability for his killers, his legacy lives on as a symbol of courage and the ongoing struggle for press freedom and human rights. Stay tuned on BTD for more such videos. Subscribe and hit that bell icon if you haven't yet.